Hey guys, this is Kei speaking, and today we are back in automation with the Ellisbury update campaign run with Gasmean Kei Cars. And we're continuing our journey right there, end of episode 2 exactly. Last episode we have been running into big issues. And no, not only the returning of deposits that you can see here currently. Did we have so many delivery pre-orders? Man, that's a lot. Is this correct? Returned deposits, 17 million. How much? Or were all of these returned? Let's move forward for a month and see what's going on. But oh no, wait a second. We want to probably, yeah, there's some unlocks going on. But 1 month. What is 1 month, right? We need to see if that is all good again. Yep, we are back to big profits. And, well, that is exactly my segue to the big problem of last episode. It is, where do we have it? There, that thing. Completely unnecessary. I should have done better than this. Because we wanted to have a medium factory built anyway, to stem demand. We're currently selling them for massive margins. And just kneecapping ourselves in terms of reach because of that. This is completely overpriced, and yet they are all buying it up like the kindergarten in Ahana that has the candy bars, right? That's they are going to disappear. My cars do as well, and that is really damn scary. We need to build more of these. How are we going to do this? Well, we can just add a factory, right? And we are probably going to have plenty of money left over this year if this is continuing to go like that. Yeah, and with that, we need to get rid of... That's a problem that you don't have in Ahana or Dalua for that matter. Tax rates are so low that you don't really care, but in Gasmea, ouch, it hurts. So we need to get rid of our profits and invest them accordingly. So what can we write down? Plots, for example, are a good place to start. And we did see that a medium one engine factory costs us about 50 million. We can't really, can we? If we add a medium one, I think our engine factory is going to be destroyed in the process. But we could build a medium one and limit it to like 1 or 1.5 shifts. Or, on the other hand, what we could do is we build a medium and let it run on 2 shifts. And then limit the shifts of our small factory instead. Because that one is less efficient, but at the moment it has a lot of build quality, which of course is great for our reputation. As you can see, that is already really quite high. So, factory manager. Should we try and just add a car factory with the tooling that is... Because we don't need to really make another facelift right away. We have what we want to have in there. But so we're going to design the factory with the tooling. Build factory tooled for this car project. For a car project. We do want to have... We do want to build tits. So that's what we're going to do. It's this facelift. We call it the... Oh, it's a recession. Plots are less expensive now. Nice. Okay, we definitely only want to have a medium factory on top of it, but I wonder, should we try and invest into a large plot? With how things are going, this might not be the worst idea. Let's see how much this costs. So it's a medium one. Our factory here, our engine factory, is a little strained at that point. We don't need a maintenance building just yet. But this is something that will become very valuable because it halves the deterioration rate of the major tooling. It becomes very valuable once you have the steel presses, because those are damn expensive. And yeah, I think we are going for nothing here. Just leave it be a manual labor factory. Lots of room for expansion. We're going to put the target shifts at 2. Wow, they can hire staff this fast? Holy shit. Okay, well, not quite as fast. That is a lot of... Okay, 120 here, plus 50 quality, and that takes 10 months to fill up, but the build time of the factory is long enough. We try to run it at 2 shifts, though. Yeah, okay, we give our engine factory a bit more of a lifeline that way. Oh, the profits! Production quality again is superb. So we're going to continue with this. Oh yeah, we implemented that we can have loans for this as well. But I think I don't want any. Right? No loan here. But total... What? Wait a sec. Wait a sec. 102 million? Ah, it's because of the plot. Yeah, okay. Yeah, fair enough. Do we want to sign this one off? That's a little scary. How long does it take to even build this? I got to check this out. 21 months. So almost 2 years. We almost have 100 million in the bank. We do have other expenses too, though. So maybe I bake smaller cakes for now and only take this one and then sign it off. Do we want to take out a loan? Maybe a 50% over a long time. That should get us really good conditions. So yeah, let's do this. Payback time, loan coverage 50% at 4.5% rate. That's decent enough. And then yeah, that's I think it's good. So sign off this factory, and you should be building tits in no time. I am already thinking ahead, visionary. Visionary for the sports cars that we are going to eventually build. Are we really wanting to base those on inline threes? I think the answer is pretty clear. Of course not. But, well, the best option would probably be Boxer 4, right? Like, it's still small. It is very smooth and revvable, low point of center of gravity for that engine. Not that it matters. if you have basically a dumbbell-sized little thing sitting there, don't think it's going to matter too much when it comes to shifting your center of gravity much. But it's still advantageous. So we could build a tiny Boxer 6 as well. That thing would rev like crazy. But it kind of also defeats the purpose of these engines, because Boxer engines are the heaviest. You know, they don't share parts like V engines do, for instance. And with parts, I mean just the block material. You have more block material in a Boxer than you have in a V or even an inline. Let's do some theory crafting and designing. So this one is quite cool. It does have its Sport version, but we can oh no, wait a sec. There is one thing that gets in the way. And that thing is emissions. Because if we design a block now, a family now, that thing won't have all the considerations for emissions baked into it just yet. There is a natural progression curve for the engine family making emissions worse. The biggest increase in performance emission-wise you see from like 1960 to 1980-ish, and it's basically, if you can think of mathematics for a sec, it's basically a linear progression plus a sinusoidal progression. And the sinusoidal is the steepest there. It's lowest at 1940 and then highest 2020. But in the middle part there, it rises the quickest. And that is exactly around that time, that era. What does that mean? Well, simply said, it means that we might want to wait to build it, because right now we get 1950s emissions from it. We have to think about it, though, that 1976 is the time where we go to 550 and turbos. And we will have unlocked turbos in 1971, or even a little earlier if we can invest some R&D into it. And what that means is that we can focus entirely on the 360. So let's see if we can build a fancier 360 than what we have in the Sport Mk2, and we have a direct comparison here with the Sport Mk2. Is this even doable as a B6? Let's try it out. Does a Boxer 6 go small enough? I think the answer is no. Oh no, it does! 305! Oh wow. Well, look at this! Look at this size! It looks large here, but I mean 305cc. So yeah, we can easily go for a setup like this. Huh. +5 quality there, not very expensive. But let's take a look. Oh wait, yeah, of course it isn't. We don't need +5 quality there, but we do need it here. And that's scary. I think we could make it another pushrod engine. It's not optimal for emissions, that's for sure, but I mean, why does it have the same emissions rating? Are these values still the old ones? Because direct acting is worse even than pushrod in terms of the emissions. Because this one is based on a bathtub cylinder design, like combustion chamber design, while this one is wedge, I believe, and these are roof, or the dual overhead cam is roof, and this one is also wedge. So, yeah, I'm thinking about the overhead cam here. This is probably a bit better, but also potentially very expensive to engineer. Those would be tiny, tiny valves on that. Do we even need that? Do we need the breathability of this? Could try and build something like this to get some more familiarity with the system, with the technology. It would have to be aluminium heads, because they're so much more, so much gooder, both for octane and for emissions too. And we can splurge a little bit here, because this is a prototype. But let's see what comes out of it. Like, how much more performance can we get out of an engine like this? Keep this at +2, this can go to +2, we can probably run 10-1. And I think for a proper sports car engine, at least 70 here now. Lifters don't need much, because this is a tiny engine. And we can likely rev it to 8K or 8.5. In 1950, it is tiny, so why do you complain? We continue right there. What kind of carbs do we want to go for? Well, 2-barrel, a single 2-barrel is awkward as all hell for a setup like this. A twin carb? Twin single barrel carb? We can try. But now, performance mid. No, performance high. No, performance mid, because this is such a tiny engine that the resonances naturally will be shifted a lot higher. And tubular mid. And then we go none, and 1 reverse flow in there. Oh, that's 18 horsepower already. We can... This is heavy cast pistons. Revable to 11K. Can we go bananas with this one? Like, why can't we rev this to, like, 10,500? Oh, yeah, I wonder why. What is going on here? So everything is quite flowy. Am I missing something? No, so it's just the mid stuff here that is getting in the way. If we go to performance high and then long tubular, already shifting things up a bit more. Then we go to... Oh yeah, there, it's... Cam is missing. Oh, look at this. Cam 85. We're making almost 20 horsepower. Now let's optimize the flows, because they are abysmal in their setup. So we do need slightly smaller carbs. Let's shoot for 105 there. And manifold size needs to come down significantly as well. There. Oh, it's cutting our power. Then... Oh, header. Header is really bad. So is exhaust. Now that's one too many. There. So header needs to come down to something like this. Yeah. Now we get some resonances up there. That's a very usable power band. Oh, it holds 20 horsepower from, where's this? 7,800 RPM all the way to 10,300 RPM. This thing has so much friction. Do you see this? Oh my god. That's probably the most extreme I've ever seen. This explains why we're not producing any power. There's too many cylinders. Hey, look at this. We have to have this, the equivalent of 50% of the maximum pressure to even get any power, net power whatsoever. This thing probably needs its own starter engine. A 2-liter inline-4 or something. So I think this is a little too extreme for the 350 at least. Oh well, this is still too small. It's 360. You've probably been screaming at my screen. Well, our target should be 360. Massive difference. Not. So there you go. But we probably do want to do this with what? With bore? No, maybe a little bit. But no, there's no power in this one. Absolutely no power in this one due to all the friction. Let's see how big the difference is if we switch to an inline 3. So inline 3, and now, ooh, this is 10 horsepower. So this is okay, well, half. But now we can go way larger here. We can even go to its natural size, and this is already way large in comparison. Now we have to up the bore size. Maybe 52, and ooh, that's not great, is it? 55? Yeah, 55, and there you go. 50.5. Something is telling me this engine doesn't feel all too well. Whoops. Well, this is looking better. But now we can't rev it as hard as we could before. And its optimization is very high up there. Almost 25 horsepower. Well, oof. We can either rev this thing higher and accept a large power density reliability penalty, or we can switch to heavy cast and be limited to an abysmal 8,800 RPM. I just noticed another slightly suboptimal feature of this engine. An idle of 2,500 RPM. Yeah, I think this will be a little annoying driving around the city. It generates an entire 4 horsepower at that place. But yeah, you can bring that down, but at what cost? There's no more power in it. Look at that! We can almost get to 24.8. Now, this engine is a bit cursed, being this limit. Ooh, engine efficiency 1%. Yeah, speak of cursed. There you have it. It's just way too small to be any efficient. But alright, let's just see how much time this would take. This is fairly modest. This is the inline 3. So, maybe we should be aiming for, even at this size, something that has way less friction in it, so that it gets more usable. And that is mostly down to the valve train. Let me go into it again and reconsider. We could try dual overhead cam 2 valve. That is way better. Whoa, my god. The power increase, the revability. It's amazing. But also the engineering time is amazing in a bad way. If we instead try a Boxer 4, that could work with this setup. We had 28.5 horsepower. You can certainly make it rev a lot higher this way. 360 size. And now our heavy cast pistons do rev too, with a little bit stroke reduce. It revs to 9,900. Beautiful. Another thing we need to look into is the carburetor. 2-barrel could work. Twin 2-barrel is definitely a little on the high side. That would be... that would be effectively throttle per cylinder, though. What we can do is compare this 28 beautiful horsepower to our dual single carb option, which I then just have to re-optimize like that, and see where we end up there. It's even higher. Well, I think I know what we take then. The only thing with this option that is somewhat worse is, of course, responsiveness. As you... maybe not that either. Let's see. No, yeah, it's about the same. I mean, who can argue with this setup? It is beautiful. What a build. I didn't expect us to end up with this, but I like it. Oof, okay. That's significantly more advanced. Let's lower the pressure. And let's kill all of these. We don't need this. And that's a much better turnaround time. And I'm going to lower the funding till we are at exactly 4 years. And, I think this is a beautiful build, so let's try it out. Let's just sign it off. No loan. We can pay for this slowly but surely. That's basically costing us one month worth of profits. I think that's perfectly viable. So let's sign this one off, and we are all happy because we are going to get one of the craziest engines I've ever built. Now we should have taken care of our profits to some extent, at least. Research and development can up it a little bit more. 1 into engine architecture, 1 more into aspiration, 2 into fuel system. Yes, and then what more do we want? Safety, no. 1 more into interior. That is now a significant increase in our costs. But, I mean, plus 6 million? That speaks for itself. And what more do we need to do? I think some more marketing is warranted now that we can spread the glorious word of the Kei car to, not only Gasmeans, but especially Helvetians. They do have the city car demographic, which I believe is not too tiny at the moment. Let's take another look here. This is demographic sizes and Helvetia. Yeah, 400 cars, but that is limited to awareness of 4,000. I think we will be doing reasonably well and grabbing the largest possible market share right there. And we already have almost a percentage point. I believe if we are going for a larger scale production, and especially once we get away from handmade construction of these cars, then we can probably press really hard into these segments with mass production and grab up to 10-15% of market share. The only issue is that Helvetia does have access to Froenia. So if we look here in the sales breakdown, if we go to Helvetia only and go to City, you will see Froenian companies. That's cheating. And the Froenian companies are doing really quite well there already. Not as well as Generalist 6 Gasmea. What do they offer? It's their commuter car. Okay. Whoa, that one has a high drivability and everything. This is actually quite good. Tiny motors. Puny 2.7%. At 9% awareness. So if we scale this up to the like 30% the higher ups have, roundish 30%, 33, 27 and so on. The foreign companies don't even have much awareness in those regions just yet, and they are selling... What? That's damn impressive. How is this even possible? This car must be amazing. They have a market awareness of 16.7% and a market share of 18. Wow. What are we competing against here? This must be insane. Wow, it is insane. 57 drivability there. 24 prestige. 26 comfort. Wow. That is a really damn good car. I think I'm going to market towards fuel economy as well. That's one of our strengths. And in general, targets the segments that we do want to target, including delivery. And I believe we now... do we want to spend $1 million, roughly? Reputation is what we want to market for. Prestige is just something we can't really keep up with. I mean, we are missing out on a few stat points there in terms of prestige, just on the engine capacity. Oh shit. It looks like I've sold my soul to the devil just for tits. Anyway, we have to continue here. How about we start... Do we want to have another facelift at some point? I think these are doing so well that we really don't. Not for the next 2 years. Let's get to there and see how things are shaping up with the new factory. We've sold out of the first generation and... Whoa! What just happened? What? Car production? Taxman? Car factory? And... loan? Okay. Wow. Why did... Oh, it's the old cars! Okay, did the old cars make that much of a difference? Wow. Didn't expect that. So, yes. We are now just about breaking even. And how much does the pesky taxman... Ah, beautiful. We're getting rid of the entire slice of tax pie. That was agonizing me. So perfectly played there, while we still keep company money on top. That's good. We're getting very close to the opening of our new factory. I wonder with what shift count it's going to start off. With yeah, probably 1 shift. Let's see. And we go 1.7. Oh, that's the target. And no, we're 1.7. Okay. Holy. That will kill the entire... If our engine factory can keep up. This will kill the entire demand, and thus also desirability penalty that we have here for delivery delays. Let's go to 12. There. Oof. Ooh. Yeah. That is rough. So what I'm going to do is to limit the shifts of this one, 1.5. We are going to run this factory into the ground. Oh, and that is a minus... Wow. How? How did this become so bad? How? 1,250 were delivered, but somehow delivering all these cars didn't get us anything. Or any new money. What's going on here? Let's see what happens here. This should normalize. No, it doesn't. Are we just overproducing? With the build quality being this high, I think I'm just going to stop this factory. Oh no, wait a sec. Didn't we set up this one to have 100% pre-order cost? Because that would explain the spike. And once we produce that many, we basically only pay for our car production. I think I set it up that way, right? That was my little trick there, which now bit me in the butt, but at a solid company standing. Okay, now it has normalized again. I don't know what was going on here, but all of a sudden this is like back to where it should be. 1.5 shifts in our large factory, medium factory, and in our small one, we just have 0.5 shifts. And now things are good again. Also, no pesky delivery delays, which cause us to lose desirability. That is awful to have, and the sales numbers are looking good. Let's see what markets or what market share we have at the moment. This is about where we have stabilized again. So let's see where we are at. Monthly sales data. Wow. Okay. Gasmea loves our key delivery vehicles. In heavy delivery. Oh well, does the driver count as a heavy delivery? And in Helvetia we're doing pretty well in all kinds of segments. So overall I'm happy with where we're at, and this is compared to awareness about up to 15%, but on average something like 10% of what we could sell into them. I think I'm going to wait another 7 months, that is end of the year. That will give us unlocks in some relevant technology. Safety 50 standard could be useful. And we do get radial tires as well. Okay, and there we are. Engine factory was run down a fair bit. We can upgrade it with the design of the next model, which is what is up next. And to end the episode, we're going to take a little peek at that design and see what we can make. After just 2 facelifts of the tits, we have what is that? Oh man, okay, there's a lot of tangents there, but we are going to start a new car project, and it is going to be catered towards. Where do we target it first? I think the city, right? And completely manual, of course. Oh, and I see the perfect candidate. I see the perfect candidate car. Look at this thing. There's a van. There's a pickup. There's a wagon. And there is a sedan. It is perfect. The only thing that is missing... Okay, it's not quite perfect. The only thing that is missing is to actually have a hatchback. This thing does have a hatchback. And a convertible. And... Whoa! Okay, this is even better, isn't it? It's not nearly as cute as this thing. But I think we're going with this one. It's just slightly larger. 2.1 meter wheelbase. Our limit that we allowed is 2.3 maximum. So I think this is good. Also, no, this is not a coupe. There's a coupe. We do have a coupe. That means Sport. So we start with the hatchback. This is going to be our city car. Oh, look. Ah, okay. It's also quite cute. And no, we're not going to go for the steel presses. It's still too expensive at this point. When do we get our front-wheel drive? It's 60s, right? Or is it 55 normally? Because then it should be unlocked. Anyway, we do have an engine which we want to upgrade there. And I'm pondering, should we go rear longitudinal again? Because that was a success with the first one. Then we can go McPherson, and we are back where we were in terms of design choices for the tit. And that means we do get a decent amount of familiarity as well. Replacing an existing engine, no, not this one. The base MK3. Oh, the naming conventions, so creative. Could add just another point into the fuel system, even more reliability, and then we can add back quality into the exhaust. Overall, just a minor improvement, really, but some more reliability, just in general, a little bit more refinement. I think this will do well. Now we can only select rear-wheel drive. That will make the car so heavy. Oh no, wait a sec, we didn't... It's the opposite, because the engine is in the rear. I was getting confused. I thought I had selected front longitudinal, but I haven't. So it is perfect. Rear-wheel drive will be the lightest option. So this is good. And automatic gearbox? Nah, thanks. Radial tires. That will be good. Lower rolling resistance. And we go with hard long life. Probably keep it quite tiny. But we can get some nice profile on this. 70. Ah, yeah. The profiles aren't too great just yet, what we can do. But 70 seems pretty solid. And they look super sporty. But they're just so tiny that the profile isn't too bad. Yeah, looks good. We don't need 2 shoe drums. This one doesn't even really need 1 shoe drums. It just needs a handbrake. And, well, that's a rear drum brake. So, I guess, needs this one. And lots of aero quality once again, but we leave it slightly lower. We go for what we know. Premium phonograph. We are going to take... Oh, we could take the luxury radio now. Definitely going to do this. Same familiarity there as for the premium. As for everything. And we do have 3.6 tech pool in this. That means even at a setting of 3, we do get a slight discount. I do go for advanced 50s, otherwise we will never select this one. And I keep the quality low, so that we don't have to overpay for it. We keep it at standard springs, we don't need progressive springs. The progressive springs have been nerfed to what they should be for, basically utility-based stuff. And standard is perfectly viable. This steering behavior isn't, though. Wow. The combination of our little engine being improved and us building a new model with better aerodynamics with +5 aero quality here, that is 3.8 liters per 100k. Okay, ouch. Now the tires do hurt with this new technology. Radials do hurt when we are going for a non-square setup. Well, I think we have to. Oh, well, first we can try to tune it out with just toe. But yeah, as expected, it's about 5 or 0.5, both front and rear, to get us to behave somewhat, and even that isn't good. But the rest can be done via sway bars, because we are, well, just lower this. There we have it. Do we want to do this? Save some money? That does mean worse fuel economy, ever so slightly, but worse is relative. Now that is a setup. 100% drivability, 99.9% sportiness. Now we just need to see if we can make it a little softer so that it isn't such a rough ride. So springs down, maybe 2 steps, and dampers down by 2 as well. 22.7, much more realistic. Oh, brake setup was almost spot on by default. Oh, my default. And we can get rid of the extra fade here, going for 220s, or 210s, that was enough. And then just reduce force by a bit, and increase force in the rear. Yeah, nice. That's some decent stats. And this is not a sedan, so let's kill the rear row, see where we end up. Wow. Okay, it's good. In terms of stats, comfort is through the roof now. Something broke the steering behavior, though. Okay, there's nothing broken about this. 100, 100. It's the first time I see this. But yes, it's just a matter of getting the curve right. And in our medium factory, probably can sell this for 12k. And that would indicate that we do have a decent amount of market share overall for this little one. And this is with just 2 seats. So only the city demographic here. This is really targeting Helvetia. And the other trims that we are going to make next are going to be for more Gasmean style utility and all that. We might even want to make our sports car version at that point, because we do have our Sport Inline 3 sitting around that needs an upgrade. And I think it's a great point to end here. Just let the stats sink in. It is looking great. And what a build it is. Hope you're enjoying it. If you like this series so far, please drop a like. It helps the videos and spreads the good word of automation. And I shall see you guys next time.